We often hear about gathering DNA samples on crime shows. It also has important uses when it comes to genetic testing.
But now the collection of DNA is showing up at a place where you might not expect it, in funeral homes. Pat Foran explains why on Consumer Alert. Pat.
That's right, Ashley and Ken, thank you. The funeral industry says it's actually consumers who have been demanding some kind of DNA service. They say more people want their loved one's DNA banked for medical reasons or to find out about their family history. At the Ogden Funeral Home in Scarborough, along with choosing a casket and other funeral services, you can now also preserve your loved one's DNA.
Now we're actually having families come into the funeral home and asking us, is it possible that from our family member you could create or hold a DNA sample that we could have for various reasons?
The service is offered through DNA Memorial. DNA is collected with a cheek swab or by taking hair samples. The company says it's an investment in your family's future.
If you can pass this DNA down from generation to generation, you're really giving your future generations some extra information that could be quite valuable to them.
People are saving their DNA for the purposes of diagnosing medical conditions, determining disease risks, learning about ancestors, finding relatives, and establishing citizenship.
This was something that appealed to me, both sentimentally and practically.
Larissa Cavato had her mother's DNA saved in a crystal art piece as well as having a sample banked. She says the DNA sculpture is a comforting reminder of her mother. As an only child, the bank sample could be helpful in the future.
What more appropriate symbol of life than the person's DNA, their life record?
In a traditional burial, it's still possible to get a DNA sample if a body is exhumed, although that's rarely done. But that's not the case with cremation. When a body is cremated, it's then impossible to get a DNA sample.
Well, our particular funeral home here, we've just gone over the 51% now of families requesting cremation over earth burial or entombment. Once cremation takes place, you can no longer extract the DNA.
The cost to preserve a DNA sample starts at $350. Art pieces and jewelry range from $600 to $1,500. The company says DNA can be stored in your home at room temperature and last indefinitely. The service is relatively new, but already more funeral homes are offering it. The company says in the future, taking a DNA sample from a loved one could become a common part of the funeral planning process. On your side, I'm Pat Foran.
If you have a consumer story idea, email us at alert@ctv.ca.